fail.
That's on me. That's on
Epic
me.
fail.
Guys.
What's
All
happening?
right.
right now?
Well,
I hope you
let me
enjoyed the
figure
show,
out.
ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back
Feels like
next
it's
week.
live, but
That's
hey,
not
great
here.
stuff.
You know, I have
What?
a checklist of things to do before we show our faces, and I missed one.
Did we lose Dealz already?
This
Already.
is
God.
He was like,
Instead, we
"This
got
is a
the
cluster."
Unabomber, ladies and gentlemen.
this is all so
He's got a
awkward.
message to share with us.
I do.
Oh no! Seriously, thank you
Like
everybody
to
for
tell us
joining
about
us.
the breakdown society when you were at your college and how you'd really like to change the world one letter at a time.
Sal Renaro, our pal Sal, is pressed for time, so we're not going to hold him up too much. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Scott, Axel, Turbo, Randy, all the people joining us, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, everywhere. We want to start today because today marks the 1-year anniversary, in an all serious moment here, of the passing of Jimmy Rave. Jimmy Rave, for those who don't know, is a former NWA junior heavyweight champion. I believe he was champion twice in 2002. And so almost 20 years ago now. And he's like number 33 on longest reigns of all time, total days combined. And so anyway, Sal, we know, is he and Jimmy Rave were best friends. And so Sal wanted to come on and just talk about him for a minute. And so Sal, I guess I'll give you the floor here if you want to.
Yeah.
What would you like people to know?
Yeah, I just I figured if I start you guys with a downer, you have nowhere to go from up but up. About a year ago, actually 1 year ago today, I went to bed, and when I woke up to the news that Jimmy Rave had passed away. And like you said, I mean, you might know him as a two-time world junior champ. You might know him as one half of the Rock and Rave faction in Impact, the crown jewel of the Embassy and Ring of Honor. But I just knew him as my best friend. Like he was the guy that Georgia independents were really a different world in the early 2000s, and there was AJ who kind of paved the way, AJ Styles, and AJ took Jimmy under his wing, and Jimmy took me under his wing. The first time I met Jimmy, I wrestled Jimmy, and neither one of us had a driver's license yet. And I used to jokingly say he was stuck with me since. And Jimmy was such a good-hearted dude, but he was also the best heel you'd ever seen. To the point where, we would be standing in the ring and people would throw toilet paper at him, like tons and tons of toilet paper, which doesn't sound painful.
If you've never seen this, ladies and gentlemen, or been in a crowd where this happened, I cannot do this justice. Think of Japan with streamers, but it's toilet paper coming from every direction. It's
toilet paper. And we used to do a thing where I would stand guard and be his Dikembe Mutombo and swat the toilet paper. And again, we're talking toilet paper, right? But I mean,
2-ply heavy.
I remember one night we were in Chicago, and I mean, there was a perfect roll headed right towards Jimmy, and I'm playing bodyguard, and I swat this toilet paper to my right, not knowing he had taken a step forward, and I blasted him in the face, and he went down. And there was a circle from the roll, the cardboard roll, right above his eye for about 3 days.
You hit him roll,
which goes to show how powerful I am. But Jimmy he'd never let me down. He'd never let it go that I'm a shooter, that I but
does that constitute as a secret shoot?
And that was see, Jimmy was there for the secret shoot. So, okay. But no, that was a full boogie just shoot. I just shot on that dude.
Sal, I found a bunch of pictures with Jimmy, but I did see this one that I really loved.
Yeah, that's the toilet paper. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was There hasn't been a day that's gone by that I haven't done something stupid that's reminded me of him. I mean, just there's so many mannerisms in my everyday life were inspired by Jimmy. His birthday is the same day as my youngest son's, and my youngest son's initials are JR too. And Jimmy was just like, bro, why are you stealing my stuff? Like, I can't have a day, I can't have a name. Like, what are you doing to me?
Here you are. Your gear even steals from him now.
Yeah, I know. Now, I try to do things where I pay tribute to him in as many ways as I can. I can't begin to put into words how much I miss him. Like, for whatever reason, he let me be his best friend, and he did everything he could to make me be the best performer I could be, but even more so, he made me want to be a better man. And I've gone through the gauntlet of emotions. I laugh until I cry, and then I cry until I laugh with the stupid memories. I mean, there's just countless numbers of so many of those. You just had to be there moments that we shared, and he's a great example of take the picture, because I don't have a lot of pictures with Jimmy, and that breaks my heart just because we didn't take pictures back then. He had a sidekick. Normally he had his sidekick as he was driving, and I was shotgun on the wheel. Jimmy, hit the gas. Jimmy, brakes, please. Jimmy, hit the right blinker, please. We're getting over. And he's, and that was just kind of, that was just a day in the life of me and Jimmy. He was such a good dude that, he fell on bad ways, and I mean, that's life. But even in his darkest hours, he was still my friend, and he was more than a friend. Like we say all the time about the NWA family and the NWA fam, and Jimmy was the brother that I never had. I mean, he was literally, he was one of my favorite humans that ever existed. And him, the night he won the World Junior title, he made sure I was with him. And that's one of the reasons, like, there's nothing more important in my professional life right now than one day becoming the NWA World Junior Champion, just so me and my best friend have one more thing we could share. And I miss him, and I love him, and I just want to make him proud. And if you guys get the chance, pull up him getting nailed with toilet paper. Like, what a foolish thing to be remembered for, but he took such great pride in making people despise him, and for whatever reason, he never despised me. He was everything a best friend's supposed to be. He was my support system. He gave me a spot to stay. He helped open up doors for me that would have never been opened up without him. And Wil, you would have loved him. He would, yeah. He had such an irreverent humor. He was very, very, very straight-faced. He was my straight man. He was the one that would set me up to do the stupid stuff. He'd have the dumb idea, but I'm the one who would execute it. And if you guys get the chance in the stream, that are tuning in, take a moment and put his name into YouTube. And I mean, he was a hell of a talent. He would have flourished in today's NWA. Just no doubt about it. Either on screen or behind the scenes. I mean, he had one of the best minds I've ever been around when it comes to pro wrestling. Except for one time he tried to pitch the idea of a pit fighter, and I would never let him live that down because that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. And I would religiously let him know nobody wants a pit fighter. It's really bad, Jimmy. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to hop on and pay tribute to Jimmy and let him know I miss him. And I know there's a lot of cool stuff you guys can talk about tonight with the championship series and that banger of a match with Angelina Love and Kai Lynn on NWA USA this week. And we've got Live Power coming up in Knoxville. Cardona and Tyra signing the contract. That's pretty cool. But I just wanted to take a half second and talk about my best friend.
Well, no, Sal, you mentioned it today, and we were more than happy to have you on and to talk about Jimmy Rave, and he's part of the NWA history and wrestling history, which is what we love here on this stream, and the people watching the stream love. And so, we definitely wanted to make sure that we took a moment here, and we appreciate you taking a moment yourself to. People love their moment of Sal every week, but this is a little different. So
it's a bit off, but I'll do something zany at the end of the night. How's that work?
Yeah.
You got one in the can, Gary?
Yeah. We got
All
one
right,
ready to go.
Good.
But no, we appreciate you coming on and talking about Jimmy Rave, and especially for those of us who might not be familiar with him or his work. As far as what he's done, he's a huge part of the National Wrestling Alliance history.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool thing to be a part of, and to hear you talk about that and what it means to you. So we appreciate you taking the time.
Right,
and we know you've got a daughter doing a dance and chorus thing.
Oh God, we're really just blowing up the entire backstory right now.
Whatever.
Sal's got feelings that he's got a daughter at chorus that he's at. Listen,
we're already here. We're already here with real Sal Renaro.
Oh, then fine. I'll just be honest. Yeah, buddy, I love you, and I always get to hear the stories, and I'm glad you got to share some of those tonight. And for any of those that either do have any issues in their life or have a friend that is there, there's no shame in trying to get them help and stuff like that. Everybody needs help sometimes. It needs a shoulder. So also appreciate the people they have, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, guys. Sal, I love you. Thank you for sharing. And I know your daughter's going to kill it during that chorus, the dance recital thing. She's going to be a backup dancer, a stripper, right? Because she's going to be singing and dancing.
Absolutely. Well, she's in third grade now, so she's already in the middle pole. So she's lead pole.
So are you going to throw the toilet paper tonight? So
yeah, I'm going to play. The goal is to hit her in the head as hard as I did Jimmy.
That was some of my favorite stuff. Obviously, Jimmy was gone from TNA by the time I got there, but we had crossed paths on the indies. But for fans who aren't familiar, his Ring of Honor stuff was great. That toilet paper stuff, I always respected his work because he was a really good heel. Like, people legitimately hated him. And Sal, you and I would joke on the truck, because even there'd be workers who weren't smartened up to it who hated him. I'd be like, yeah, I met brother the other day. He hates your boy. Like, he really excellent heel. People truly
have a beautiful valet. What do you do with that beautiful valet? You make her bend down and use her as a step to get into the ring. I mean, jeez, that guy was so good at being hated.
Yeah, it wasn't cool heel shit. It wasn't.
No,
I respect that as a
antagonist.
He'd always show his ass right when he was trying to be Captain Cool. He'd always just turn it around where he'd be like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah, never mind.
Speaking of showing his ass, one of the last. So Jimmy always used to try to talk me into mooning people, and by talk me into it, he would go, "Hey, moon that guy," and I'd go, "Okay." And so this was the thing we did for years, where he just thought it was hilarious. And 08, I think it was 08, he's getting ready to go to the Best of the Super Junior tournament for New Japan. And we're doing a couple shows together, and he's in the bathroom, and he calls me in there. I'm like a naive idiot. I'm like, oh, this must be important. I walk in, and he finally, for the first time in the 20 years I've known him, he's mooning me, and he goes, "We're there now. This is our relationship."
That's amazing.
I apologize to the chat. I apparently offended them with how we were interacting, but they obviously don't understand our friendship or how bad things could get in the subject matter, and we're actually sparing them how the dynamic usually is.
Wrestling
Absolutely.
is nothing but
Absolutely.
gallows humor and just dark, and so it's just the way.
Yeah,
it is.
if they mic'd us when we're not out, if we were in the back, they would never like us. Any of us.
Tonight's other guest, Joe Alonzo, actually heard Sal and I discussing the same subject matter and looked at us and said, "Jesus, what's wrong with the two of you?"
Yeah, he was very disappointed in all.
He was
humanity after this
horrified.
conversation. Yes,
Which made us laugh even harder and be even more obscene in front of him.
Yeah, because he'll say
All right.
whatever the shit.
Yeah.
Well, Sal, thank you very much for joining us, man. You go to your daughter's recital.
Yes,
and,
no, thanks for having me, guys. And next time you see me, I'll be more crazy. How's that sound?
Cool. Hey, fuck the miserable
Sounds great.
Yeah. Hey, happy holidays to all of you, except for Danny. I wish you nothing but 100.
Pretty sure the clip I have for tonight's moment of Sal is Danny Dealz and Alex Taylor beating the shit out of you, so it's gonna work out.
Son of a hooker.
Did somebody record
right.
that shit?
Yeah. So-
Foolishness. All right, guys,
All
you have a
right.
good one.
All right.
Bye,
Thanks,
Sal.
I'll
man.
talk to you later, buddy.
Well, we got to keep the show rolling, so I just want to jump right into this because everybody's on a time schedule. Everybody's time is valuable, but I want to show you something really quick. This was a big one for me today. I was really happy to see this just pop up, and it was this on Twitter today. For those that didn't see it, the reference here is that if you follow Joe Alonzo, who you probably first saw at one of the power trips, taking on who is known as the Great Scion now, in an awesome debut match for the National Wrestling Alliance. Joe Alonzo, if you follow him on Twitter, every single day posts, Joe Alonzo, will sign a professional wrestling contract.
He's been tweeting that for like 2 years.
Yeah. Well,
Every
today,
day.
Joe Alonzo was able to post, Joe Alonzo, signed a professional wrestling contract, and he is joining us right now. Joe Alonzo is here, who has signed a contract apparently
Who's decided
National
now
Wrestling
not to wear his
Alliance.
hoodie with his social media stuff on it. He's like, never mind, don't have to do that anymore.
Was that your dad in the picture with you?
Now he's trying to get a sponsorship with Under Armour.
No, not my dad. I mean, my wrestling dad, I guess you could say.
All right.
The guy who's looked after me for the past like 8 or 9 years, who treats me like a son. But yes, it was actually 1 year. On January 1st of this year, I tweeted, Joe Alonzo will sign a professional wrestling contract. I was told to stop tweeting it. It makes you look desperate. It makes you look this. I mean, there's a lot of negativity towards it, but I can't do it. And as of today, I'm officially a contracted wrestler. Hence why I've contracted Joe there in the description. But
No.
it is official.
Look at that. And so
Is he gonna
he
pull it out?
could not
I was
turn
like, it's
down
in
the
car
live
with him
stream.
right now.
He couldn't
said-
turn down the live stream. He had to show up for the live stream as a contracted wrestler. Like, that's why he's here. He's officially obligated.
That's like the first point of the contract. It's like the first thing.
You have to show up on the live stream when they say so.
Yeah. Sorry.
I did Ego's podcast, Potting with Ego, and on it he posted it today at 3. But on there, I actually signed the contract during the podcast, which I hope is a first ever of signing a contract. I don't know if it's done, but if it was not, I'm claiming that I was the first to do that.
Just say you were anyway. I'll back you up.
I mean, that's cool.
I
I mean, also,
appreciate that, Dan.
CM Punk signed his WWE contract on my friend's back.
Yeah,
in the middle of a Ring of
yeah,
Honor
yeah,
ring. But I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool too.
That wasn't on a podcast though.
Who?
I know.
Dude,
Derek
that was
Shane
back
Hagedorn.
in the
Nobody knows
that
who
was
he
back
is.
in the old times. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know
on
who-
VHS.
Listen, I'm proud of you. I remember your first match with the National Wrestling Alliance because you got pretty seriously injured during that. In fact, I'm ringside and somebody came up to me and they go, Joe Alonzo may have cracked his skull open. And I go, open? And they went, well, like cracked his skull, like his skull. And I was like,
It was a
son of
mess.
And then
I'm pretty sure that person was me because like somebody kept.
Yeah, there was.
Go
No,
tell
it was the
Kyle.
doctor
it was a
and the
telephone game.
No,
yeah,
there was
yeah,
like
it was a
medical
weird
brother.
telephone game, and somebody.
But
told,
Gary was involved, and I think I was.
walked
involved
over to
Yes.
Joe
in the
Galli, who's
telephone
covered in
game.
cereal and pissed off, and I say, we might have a problem. And he's like, and we both looked at each other, and we had to pause for a second, and then I found you, and you're like, you went back and forth between feeling okay to being like, I think something's seriously wrong, to feeling okay to, I think something's seriously wrong. Thankfully, everything was okay, but I don't know if it was the belly to belly on the floor or what do you give you 3 Death Valley drivers?
It was
Scion tried to end your career in that ring.
It was the belly to belly on the floor, and then I remember too. I walked through the curtain, and there's a camera in my face to cut a promo, and I'm like, I think I'm pretty hurt. I should probably go talk to a doctor right now or a medic, but I'm like, no, I need this for content, so I need to cut the promo. So I cut the promo. And I didn't remember what I said. I just remember that I walked past Trevor Murdoch, and Trevor Murdoch told me, he goes,
You
he
told
me
him to shut up.
I told him to shut his mouth because he said something about for me to be quiet. I'm like, I didn't know who said it. I just turned back. I'm like, shut your mouth. And I like continued to cut the promo. And then I was really scared about the head thing. The medic grabbed my head, and he kind of scared me more than anything. Because he felt it, and he said if you feel a sharp pain, there could possibly be a little bit of a crack in your skull. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, I don't want that. So then I toughed it out for a little bit, and then I was dizzy for a couple of days, and then I went to the ER, and I went to the ER. They told me I was okay, but I caught COVID at the ER, so I dealt with COVID and a concussion for like a week and a half after. And I thought I was gonna piss NWA off. And they were never going to bring me back because I was being so annoying about like sending stuff back and forth. But look at us today. Now we're contracted and we're in a mutual agreement, and life's going good now.
Things work out.
It's amazing. I want everybody to know. Like I'm proud to say I was like there, and Will was there, and so everybody was on point. The camera in your face was us, and you were very much like, yeah, no, record. Yeah, okay, let's just do this. Let's record it. And then we went, and then you were yelling like right behind the curtain, and Trevor's like, hey, keep it down. You're like, shut your mouth. I was like, Jesus.
Joe also
told Trevor Murdoch to shut his mouth.
Joe was a catalyst for one of the most divisive moments of our last tapings this past few days. I'm recovering from the flu, so I have no sense of time. But I walked into a conversation, and I was basically told, hey, who's the greatest Randy in wrestling? Randy Orton or Randy Savage, which turned into a very long debate, which strangely enough, Joe Alonzo was able to sway several people, including myself, over to his side, which is the side of youth, which you think wouldn't know better.
No. It was Jeff Jarrett or Jeff Hardy.
Well, you also
Jeff Hardy.
was it Randy Savage though was involved in this? Randy Savage or Randy Orton was the other? Was that the text thread after?
That was the text thread, but yeah, in the conversation, it was between the
fever.
Jeffs.
The Jeff one also was upsetting because I said Jeff Jarrett has had a larger impact, and then you said, Jeff Hardy, and I was like, oh, it's just your age, you don't know. And then he sold us on it. He had this whole argument. We brought over William Patrick Corgan, who was right there, and we said, what do you think? And he was like, let me hear your arguments. And you swayed the freaking boss over too.
It can't be his age.
He handed him a contract right then.
He manipulated the man and tricked him into giving him a contract with just his verbal skills.
William Patrick Corgan, he pulled him out of his jacket.
You don't need to get dropped on your head or like just do crazy dives. You just got to sell the boss on something that you have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, like if I right here, there's a 7-Eleven right here, right? If I go to the 7-Eleven and I walk in there and I go, hey, do you know who Jeff Jarrett is? No one's going to know who the hell he is. But if you say Jeff Hardy, everyone knows Jeff Hardy.
I'm just going to do this a lot in there. And they're going to be like, Jeff Hardy.
Or they're going to be like, call an ambulance. That guy's having a seizure.
And they're going to be like, I know this guy is Joe Alonzo. He might be hurt.
Yeah.
He's the guy that fractured his skull.
Yeah. Now, you know what? By the way, Joe, you don't remember, but if you do remember somebody yelling, he's fine, he has a concussion, that was me. Because the medic was freaking him out. He's like, his brains could fall out of his ear. And I'm like, dude, stop. Like, even if that's true, wait till he gets to the hospital. You know what I mean? Kid's 15. Chill
if
out.
you 15. All right, dude. What are you, 65?
All I know is Dr. Knox
Finally,
stepped in
someone
and he
gets
made
the
sure
age.
you were okay.
Yeah,
Dr. Knox stepped in and
65,
made sure you were
close,
good.
64 and a half.
Listen, the medic who's trying to tell me about my health didn't look the healthiest himself. So I don't
No,
think
he
I'll
did. Brother looked like he smoked a pack of cigarettes a day.
He
That
looked like he
is-
was passing out walking up to me.
That is true, and yeah, I can 100% vouch for that. That guy just kept talking about like your brain coming through your skull.
Yeah,
or
that's what
something,
he's
and I'm
saying. Like, he finally has
Jesus,
a concussion.
this does
Relax.
not
Brain
sound-
bounce.
I was gonna say that's why the game of telephone got out of hand, because it was like he's just got a concussion. Dealz was surprisingly the level-headed one in the whole bunch back there. And he was like, "Oh yeah, your brain and this and that." And then by the time it got to Kyle, it was like he was decapitated.
Yeah, by the time we got to Kyle, his ear fell off, and he's got one leg, and he's gonna be a fucking pirate.
Joe and I are ringside being like, okay,
For
I
what
don't know,
it's worth,
Joe
Will and I
turned
were
into an
just trying to
octopus,
film the
apparently.
whole thing. I think Will and I have like 20, 30 minutes of footage of Joe Alonso.
Joe had
getting
really
looked
good,
at by
Galli had really good
paramedics.
rationale, which was, I think if there was something going on, someone would have said something to us sooner.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's insane too, because that
Well-
building is the size of this stream right here. You know what I mean? So it's like, how does it get that crazy from one end to another?
And also, too, like I kept telling the doctor to kind of leave, or he's a medic. That's what he is. He's not a doctor. He's a medic. I kept
Alonzo
telling
get hot.
No, don't give him too much fucking credit. Like, oh, this dude's an idiot. But whenever I get hurt, I'm always like, leave me alone. Nobody touch me. And then so there was like a lot of people kind of surrounding me, and also it's my first time at NWA, so I'm not trying to like seem like a bitch. So I'm trying to just tell myself I'm okay, but then the medic, the doctor, is out here freaking me out, making me think I'm gonna have like a brain aneurysm and die. So I'm like, oh, you know what?
For anybody looking, I think you can still, like, if you go back on the NWA's Instagram and Twitter, like if you figure out the time frame, there is a promo from Joe Alonso around that time. I think it's still on there, so you can see it. And he cuts the promo before he.
I actually tagged you guys in it, and you didn't share it. I posted it. Go on.
We sent it
Got
to
him.
you. Okay, that's what it was.
Don't
I got
cross
lost
him.
in
He
the
will
shuffle.
come after you so fast. He doesn't. He told
Listen.
Trevor Murdoch to shut up. This guy doesn't have any
Hey,
sense.
listen. We do what we're told.
Listen, I don't forget
We
anything.
got
I
it
remember
to you.
a couple years ago too. I would constantly blow up Danny's DMs and ask him for booking on the indies.
Yeah. Crimson's Tried and True show. Yeah, you sent me like
Left me on
18 matches in a Facebook one time. I said, sure, send me a match. Like 18, 3 promos. I showed him to Crimson. I was like the middle person, you know. He was persistent though. I was like, dude, he's pretty good though. I did watch a couple matches. You were good, but
Well, we're
I didn't
here
have
now.
the final say. I didn't have the
We're
final
here
say.
now. I'm glad you're here, man, and I know you gotta go, but thank you for hopping on with us and everything. And no, it really is cool to see somebody like you get this opportunity, especially since you've been posting the affirmation every single day since then.
And listen to the kids. If there's kids watching this, follow your dreams.
You
Don't
just
let
swore a lot in front of those kids.
Don't cut him off when he's doing the kid speech.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Let-
Let him
fuck
talk to the
Kyle.
kids,
Calm
Kyle.
down, Kyle.
You don't got to kiss his ass
Jesus.
anymore, Alonzo. You got the deal.
Man. All right, yeah. Oh, I'm not kissing ass, but to the kids, listen. To the kids, if anyone ever tells you something is not possible, don't listen to them. Don't believe it. I was told my career was done 2 years ago for being too immature. And look at me now. I'm contracted. I believed in it. I saw my vision. There was no such thing as failure to me. And we are here now. I'm ready to piss off the entire locker room. I'm here I see a vision. I will hold gold. I will hold gold at the NWA before the year of 2023 is over with. I promise you that. I'm speaking it to an existence, and it's going to happen. And this is the first of many contracts. And just stay tuned and enjoy the wild ride that I'm going to take you guys on.
Boy, I think I found another ill-begotten member. Holy shit.
I love
I
it.
love
No,
it.
not if
Gold
he's
bench.
not.
Yeah,
No,
hates
he's
everybody.
He's planning on valuing his career. Clearly,
The moral of the story for me is if someone tells you to stop tweeting something, fuck it, just keep tweeting it. You know,
Yeah,
that's what I
tweeting it.
take from this story.
thank you,
Unless
Joe.
you're-
We
Tweet whatever you
appreciate
want.
you, brother, and congratulations, man. Thank you for being here. And we're
Thank you
we're
guys
glad
for
we're going to
having
see
me.
you for a whole year from now. So that's awesome. This is exciting.
I appreciate you guys.
The first of
All right.
many big things coming in 2023. Some changes afoot, guys. Hang in there, chill out, watch what we got coming to you. Sky's the limit for the future of the National Wrestling Alliance.
There you go. Joe Alonzo, everybody. All right. So for anybody who's not watching the Champion Series right now, that's another big thing we could talk about. And so we'll jump into some of that. We'll talk about whatever. Did you catch Kyle giving the rules? Because I know it can be confusing. There was a lot that happened this week. And it started with Kyle laying everything out.
NWA wrestling fans, it's the Champion Series. 8 teams will vie for championship opportunities in the future. Every person on the winning team will get a shot at gold. And whoever has the most points at the end, well, they're the ones that get the opportunity. And the points, well, you win, you get points. Submission, 6 points. Pinfall, 5 points. If you get a countout victory, that's 2 points. A draw, well, each person gets 2 points as well. And also, you can't just cheat the win. If you get a basic disqualification, the referee will award 1 point. But if you do so much that the match can't continue, well, your opponent gets 3 points. Ladies and gentlemen, the Champion Series is happening now.
What it is, I'm the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Tyrus, team captain of what else? Team Tyrus.
They call me the definition of fly, El Dinero de la Iglesia. Mr. TV ready himself, the church's money, Black G's, and I'm the captain's assistant on Team Cyrus.
The opportunity to win a championship title shot in the Champion Series, it's so interesting. They say you can't repeat the past, but you sure as hell can revisit it. So being associated with Team Tyrus, the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, has a great amount of intrigue for me.
You're talking about winning the Champion Series, huh? Well, Daddy, the Thrill Billy's already dressed like a champion. I'm dressed to the nines. When you got look at these snake skin boots.
I am Camille, the NWA Women's World Champion, and I am the captain of Team Brickhouse.
Howdy, y'all! I am the lovely Pollo Del Mar, the captain's assistant for Team Brickhouse. Go Brickhouse!
I mean, every competitor in this thing wants to be the best. That's why they're here. That's why you're here at the NWA. It's to be the best. And when I win this thing, when Team Brickhouse wins, that means I'll get my title shot.
When I found out I was on Team Brickhouse, who better to represent in this team challenge? She is the world's women's champion, and she has held that title around her waist for so long.
My name is Jay Bradley. I used to be called the boss, but now I'm the captain, Jay Bradley, because I'm the captain of Team Fixer.
The Fixers are the greatest captains ever. The Wrecking Ball is the greatest co-captain ever.
They're obviously tag team champions now for a reason. So they've been through this before. They've gotten title shots before. They've gotten gold before. So maybe there actually is some hope for us.
I do not know what to expect. He thinks he's smart. He's very confident and stuff. I have no faith in him. I'm sorry.
My name is Sion, the NWA National Champion and captain of Team Great.
Do you know who I am? Of course you do. And being one half of the greatest tag team of all time, I think it's apropos that Bully Ray is on Team Great.
I mean, he has a belt, so he has to be kind of doing something right, so I guess I'm on the right team.
All right, so that's a good opening for the Champion Series that's going on right now.
I see some people in the chat being like, I wish those were on Powerrr. Guys, Powerrr, we were literally filming as it was happening almost, so there wasn't a lot of post-production turnaround time, but there is now. So hopefully tomorrow night's episode, if you liked USA, you're going to enjoy the hell out of Powerrr tomorrow night.
I didn't even see it. I saw this screen here with everybody's mics on mute.
Well, I could hear you being like, why are people muted? What's going on?
Right.
And then I could hear you puffing.
We were watching something, Dealz.
All I was looking at was you guys.
You could see us?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said, why is everybody muted? I just saw you guys sitting there like this going.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, that's super weird because I only saw the video play.
Except for Joe, who just left.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Joe.
Joe was just like, whatever.
Joe literally said, Kyle,
I see you in the chat
you have
now.
the flu. You don't have to call. Just call it, get some rest. And I showed up. And Joe's like, fine, then I guess I'll just
haven't had
powder
a
out.
chance to see this week's USA. Guess I'll be watching before tomorrow's Power. And Willie, hi Fiona, my Scottish mermaid.
What's so funny about that, Gary?
Nothing's funny about that. Except I laughed.
Think about mermaids?
Hey,
Why
no,
mermaid?
listen.
Do you have a thing
I'm
for
gonna vouch for
fins?
feet. Let me say something. Because of stupid freaking COVID, I was not able to be there. So I know being there sometimes you get a better understanding of what's going on, and so it's cool. As cool as it could be for not being there was the fact that I get to watch everything like all of you guys. And I'll admittedly, I say Power was a bit confusing. Like it was. I was watching it and I was like, all right, we're obviously in the tournament. The best part we got was you, Kyle, explaining the rules at the beginning that we saw there. But we didn't have all the cool, like, in between stuff with the teams, like the reality show vibes that you get. Watch USA if you didn't. I saw this multiple times, so I have no shame in saying this. NWA USA this week is better even than NWA Power. NWA USA is a really cool show this week. And it feels, you get the vibe of what this thing is supposed to be in between the matches, the confessionals, backstage with people explaining everything. And so it's cool. Like you get to hear everyone talking about what's happening. And you get the completion of round one there. I almost feel like I shouldn't spoil it, but although we're going into week number 2 here of the Champion Series. So Team Brickhouse didn't make it. Spoiler
Quick, Fiona, stop listening now.
So,
yeah, after.
Earmuffs, everyone.
Yeah,
You're supposed to say spoiler alert before you start saying things like that.
Oh, is that how that works? I forgot.
We need to get one of those sound effect boards for this show.
Dude. I want one of those so bad.
I actually, it's on my Christmas list, so we'll see if someone picks it up for me.
No. What if we both have one? If Gary and I both have one, this show is going to be absolutely.
That's all I want.
Bonkers.
That's all I want.
If I have a fart button.
Anyway. And Danny Dealz looks impatient, so let me make sure to tell you guys, if you're not aware right now, you can use over at National Wrestling Alliance.com/shop. You can use Holidays 22 for 25% off.
Yeah, I want to get rid of everything all the way through Boxing Day.
I just ordered a
26.
huge order from the shop.
You did.
So.
I shipped it today in a big ass box.
Oh, thank you so much. So I'm excited. Holidays 22 for 25% off.
I even sent you pictures that you didn't use.
Oh, no. I have the pictures. Listen, dude, I have pictures. I was throwing it up.
I know it's your show, Gary, but I'm trying to.
Anyway, I don't know where they went, but here's these. So all of this stuff still available. You have the lovely Kinsey page down there at the bottom. And these guys. And anyway, Holidays 22 gets you 25% off at nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop through December 26th, all the way through Christmas. So you guys want to make sure to jump on that.
I saw those new pictures.
Don't let us down.
Didn't even use them.
Well, no, I mean,
I would have used them. Deals.
You know what? It's been a hell of a day for me. Okay, and so
don't get hot, Gary. Don't get hot.
Anyway,
Gary, what's wrong? How's your day been rough?
I'm on call today. I'm usually off on Mondays, and
we
Gary's
know
a
you're
doctor.
usually off.
If you
on
don't know,
Mondays.
Gary's a
You're
surgeon.
usually
He's a
very
heart
off
surgeon.
on Mondays.
All right.
So what are you drinking? Gary?
Now I'm drinking a Hazy Little Thing by Sierra Nevada. That's what I'm
Nice.
Oh, you're not on call.
When he's going to be putting
No.
I'm
I'm
down there. He's like,
hopefully my boss is not working. I am.
Look at my shaky scalpel hand, says Dr. Gary.
Just forward this link to your boss.
The only thing that keeps his nerves straight is alcohol, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to save a life, you got to be not so.
No, I love this one. Let's keep going with Joe Galli love. Naughty McPony says, I think NWA USA had quote of note from Joe Galli. Unless we have a tie here, we're definitely going to have a winner.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yep. That's what they
So
teach you in broadcasting school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Points are hard.
Well, there are
Math is
ties in
difficult.
sports sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. So this is exciting. I think the Champion Series is good. I think the one thing we need to do is we need to work to get like the teams listed out.
I'm sorry, the real quote of the night was not on that, but it was, I think, the same night, which was, what do you want me to do, piss in a cup?
Nobody saw that. And I don't think anyone ever will.
Yeah. Gotta wire that in.
There it is.
Oh man.
Oh, you make I'll cough.
Here's a video. Here's a video Danny Dealz sent me.
Control yourself.
Look at this. Danny Dealz, Daniel W. Dealz, the Deal Machine. Not at the Dealz house. I got this big brother here. Look, who's the one who gives you all the deals? It's Danny Dealz. It's not Santa Claus. This guy, he's a rip-off artist. He breaks in your house, throws stuff around, eats your cookies, drinks your beer. I'm the Deal Machine. What do you think, fat man?
You got nothing on me, my friend. I'm out of here.
Yeah, well, you're going to get coal in your Dealz bundle bag, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's not getting nothing.
The fact that I turned around, I was like, is that legit Santa? He talked to me for a second. I got a smell of something that I imagined Santa would smell like. As he walked away, there was the jingling of bells. I don't know where he came from. He just appeared.
He came from the North Pole.
The North Pole, you moron.
What are you, dumb?
But what I'm
Never
saying
read a
is
story?
I didn't know we were going to have Santa at the show.
He just showed up. Nobody.
He sees you when you're sleeping.
Miracle.
I mean,
Christmas miracle.
I mean, that's kind of my kink is that he sees me when I'm sleeping. But I mean, I didn't think it'd come into truth.
This is why we've got to have the thing.
Yeah. Because we need like a ho 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 button or like a jingle bell button.
Let me see what I got here. Here, I got a soundboard too.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Ho 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 comes up with all kinds of weird stuff on this one. Don't download this one.
Keep scrolling.
This one just seems like it's just the most random.
Just get the Green Giant gimmick. Didn't he say ho?
Yeah, he did.
All right. Well, now's the perfect time. Anybody in the chat, we've neglected you long enough. We've thrown in Fee and Noni and everybody. Yes, Scott says team fixers did not rule, unfortunately. I guess we could jump into that a little bit. Yeah, the fixers.
We're so off the rails.
That was not a sound bite. That was a song.
The from CSI.
At least
There's
Mike
no
Durbin,
rhyme or reason in the soundboard.
Mike Durbin Productions agreed with me.
Oh, here's a good one for Gary.
Oh boy.
Wow.
I
That
didn't
hurt.
think it was going to be so
Gosh,
festive, though.
dude.
That was very on point for the holiday season.
But still hurtful, man. Don't talk to my
That
friend
is
like
hurtful. Like, why would you?
Bubs was upset. I'm sorry.
Why would you say I'm an idiot? That
Yeah,
breaks
dude.
my heart.
Hey,
You're not
listen,
supposed to say
I'm
that
not
out
feeling
loud.
well. I'm not thinking clearly. Obviously, my brain is still boiling from the fever. I'm sorry.
Ooh. Sounds like something that medic would have told. Your brain is boiling. It's 101 fever. Chill.
Looks like you won't live long enough to see the next sunrise. Oh, seriously, Kyle, my God.
Kyle's dabbing over there.
Hey, is this mic working, guys? Is this working?
Yeah, that is.
Oh, it's working, buddy.
Because it
Is
wasn't working
Kyle?
earlier.
Kyle, did you have the flu or did you have COVID? I had.
I took a COVID
and it
test,
was-
but it said it was negative. But
Totally had
so we're
COVID.
assuming it was the flu. But it was cool because, like, literally, I'd wake up after like an hour and my shirt would be completely wet with sweat. My wife has 102 fever right now, so she's in bed, very pissed off that I got her sick for the first time in like a decade. So,
what's harder about that is like that. Apparently, you guys were close enough that you got her sick again, and then it just feels like you're failing like on every level.
yeah.
Like you're.
Jesus Christ, Gary.
Kevin's gonna Kevin.
She was really, yeah.
Some
Somebody
fucking
thought my
South
name was
Korea.
Kevin today. And
Oh,
then when I-
listen, Dealz. He just called me an idiot.
And
What do
then
you
when
want
I,
me to do?
when I pointed out that
That's
calling me
true. All
Kevin
right,
is
all
a sure sign that this person did have a stroke, they go, "What's wrong with me calling you Kevin?" Like he didn't understand, which makes me think he thinks my name is Kevin.
It's only known you for a number of years.
Who thinks you're Kevin?
Pat.
Oh.
You're Kevin now.
Kyle spreading infectious diseases is now Kevin.
Didn't Billy come up with some crazy name for me, which was like the midlife crisis Kyle? Where?
Oh yeah,
Don't you remember this?
Something. It was sad.
It was real sad, and it fit me to a T, which is what made it sad.
I will say this for
the saddest episode we've ever had, Gary.
Yeah,
we're laughing about it.
Let's bring the vibe up.
Yeah,
hey,
why don't we
listen,
talk about something
I'm
fun?
just raw. Nothing I had planned came through, so it was just like
because you got to be assertive.
Yeah, no,
Assertive.
I was gonna say
Kevin,
that I've been
shut
listening
up.
to 33, and 33 has been a lot of fun. And
Well, I gave you a coupon code,
dude.
and some video.
Stupid.
I'm trying to bring up the spirits here.
I showed your coupon code.
I know you did. I'm just saying. I was trying to bring up your spirits here, Gary. Don't
You
get
make
hot.
a quarter appear, Joe. I'm gonna be so impressed.
No, I'm just trying to think of a cool hand gesture for our podcast 33.
Instead, right now, Homicide.
A couple of
Home being
people
like,
have like, told me they're like,
"Sons."
"Oh, I've been listening to that album," and I say every time, "Are you listening to the podcast?" Because the podcast is fantastic to like hear the new songs, especially as Act 1 has come out on Spotify and all the streaming services. You should be listening to 33 with William Patrick Corgan. Joe Galli and Kyle Davis
how
are there.
Individually, the tracks sometimes don't hit the way you expect them to, but it's more of a overall narrative where listening to it all in one sitting changes the entire dynamic of it and helps you cohesively kind of put it all together. But that doesn't mean there's not bangers in there, because let me tell you, Beguiled hits, Empire slaps. Those two songs itself are going to be on my workout playlist when I don't have to illegally download them, because that album is available next year, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost time. Patience.
My favorite one so far has been what's it called? Steps and
sent to you, Kyle. Like
I know, but I feel bad about
get them
saving those
sent
on my
to you
laptop. I don't save them. I delete the Dropbox link as soon as we get it, because I don't want to be
So
responsible.
then you illegally download it? What sense does that make?
No, I'm saying I don't want to. I don't feel
Kyle
comfortable having it.
unnecessarily pirates media. He doesn't have to.
Let's give something. Let's give something to the live stream audience. This is why Steps in Time. Thank you, Noni. Yeah, that's been my favorite song, 100% so far. Steps in Time.
Oh, I like that.
Has been my favorite
Thanks for
one.
listening.
Did you listen to the
Thanks for being
episodes? You know
fans.
exactly
And
what it's
thanks
about.
for tuning in.
So
That's a no.
Axel is asking, I'm wondering, how are there 4 other teams for this week's Powerrr USA? Guys, tell us a little bit about this, because I want to know too.
There
Because
are
we've
8
clearly
teams.
seen Team Fixers, Team Great. We've seen Team Tyrus and Team Brickhouse, but we know there's other teams. Joe's mentioned in the commentary, there's Team Pretty. So there's other teams, obviously, that are going to be showing up in this tournament. So tell us what to look forward to.
There are 8 teams, and they are separated in basically 2 different sides. So 4 teams, and eventually the winner of each bracket will be going on to face the winner of each bracket. So essentially, you're every episode going to be seeing 4 teams involved, and then another episode you'll see a different 4 teams involved, and it'll alternate back and forth. And then once teams get eliminated, let me tell you something, there might be a draft in the near future. Who's to say?
Whoa.
Are you wondering what are the names of the other teams, Gary?
Is that what you really want?
Well, I think as outside looking in, I know that there are other teams, but all I know so far is those 4 teams I just mentioned. Now I know, and spoiler alert for anybody who's not keeping up, but you got to watch. Team Tyrus and Team Great have advanced. So are they on one side of the brackets, and now Team Scion or Team Great and Team Tyrus are facing off? Is that what's happening? And then, I'm just trying to put this together in my head, because we haven't seen a graphic that lays it all
Great
out.
for some show prep, Gary. This is part of the show prep part where I could have gone on my whiteboard here.
I was going to say, he could have done like a Charlie Day in the...
Sorry.
There is no He could have done
Polka
conspiracy
Dot
theory
Pam's
whiteboard.
mentioning Team Rock and Roll, so apparently that's a thing.
Yeah, that's a team.
So
Joe
been
and
no
I
mention
do
of that
narrate
yet
our
on
own
the
lives.
show.
We're on the phone like at least 3 hours every day with each other, pretty much sometimes just going through what we're doing over the course of it. This is me getting a bowl of cereal now.
I assume all of the
team
champions
goal.
have a team. Another thing I'm just gonna
Team Pretty,
this.
Team Rock and Roll, Team Rebellion, Team Gold. Those are the 4 teams on the other side.
Yeah, I feel like Team
of the
Gold's been
pond.
brought up. Yeah. TV champion Jordan
Team
Clearwater.
Rebellion. I guess you could guess
That
who
has
else
not
happened
been
for
mentioned
that.
on the show.
Oh.
But I assumed would be a team, but I have not heard them mentioned yet on the show.
All I know is everybody seems to really hate Team Gold. To the point where the captain of Team Gold, when he was listening to other teams talk about him, was very much like, why does everybody hate me? I mean, if you know him, it's pretty self-evident.
Oh,
why,
JC.
but I mean,
He's so innocent. So
Jesus
I'm
Christ?
just trying to ask
Who's
for like
JC?
Jesus
being
Christ?
No, Jordan Clearwater.
It's
that
the time of year.
Yourself.
It's the time of year.
He's the reason for the season.
That's right.
Jordan Clearwater.
I thought that we had to flip over to you're an a-hole and all that.
Oddly enough,
Yeah,
Jordan Clearwater
Racket
also
sense and
born on December 25th. It was
Look at that.
so
JC's on JC's birthday.
Yeah.
And of course, the most important aspect of this is the finals will be happening on the live Power January 31st from Knoxville, Tennessee. You got to make sure that you're following everything so you can find out what will happen then. And the truth of the matter is, this could change the entire dynamic. We talked about Joe Alonso getting a contract in 2023 and that being a big deal for him. Well, this could be a big deal for any competitor that makes it to the final team. That final team will all get title opportunities. They could drop it at any time. That means literally, if, let's be honest here, every champion has their team. That means whichever team wins, their title could be on the line with the very people that they helped coach to victory.
So let me ask you this. Have they mentioned, I know in the last Champion Series, there was a stipulation that the champion that was involved as a captain of the team, they didn't have to defend the title for a period of time. That was their motivation for winning. Because you look at a guy like Tyrus, and Tyrus says, well, if my team wins, like what's Tyrus's motivation to win the tournament?
Ego?
Yeah, come on. Don't you want to be the top dog?
Have you met Tyrus?
Except that everybody on his team, if they're that good, if they.
And by the way, Scooby, I'm trying to cut back, especially with my health issues as of late. But thank you very much.
Just saying, if Tyrus's team is that good, anybody that's on his team that is winning could be the next person to challenge him for the World's Heavyweight Championship.
I mean, EC3's on his team, right?
EC3's there. Thrill Billy
Whiteboard
is over on Team Tyrus, according to this thing. So he's helping these people get an opportunity to challenge him for the world title.
I mean, the fact
could
that
go after
Thrill
another
Billy,
title.
Thrill Billy is somebody who has just been on a roll lately. And in fact, in Tyrus's, championship, celebration speech, he mentioned Thrill Billy during the thing. He's not even part of the team. If I was Poyo, I'd be worried that Idolmania is going to be trying to snatch my man.
Well, that's another reason I was asking about the brackets, because right now, according to what you guys are telling me, Team Great, Team Tyrus, on the same side of the brackets. Now you've got the national champion, Scion, and you've got the world champion, Tyrus.
Could
also
happen.
part of Idolmania Sports Management. These guys are competing.
It's the curse of having too many champions in your group.
Eventually, things will just happen. Might have to turn on you. I don't know. Can't stay peaceful forever.
You might have to hit the ring, Gary.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to hit no, there's
Yeah.
no chance. I'll hit the ring.
Here comes Gary Horne.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary, what's your finish?
It's the play dead.
About 2 minutes and then I fall asleep.
Oh, it's called the gravy. It's called the gravy
Kyle,
cake.
Jesus. Big talk for a man dying of the flu like an old person.
We call it the 3-pump chump.
Gary, I wish I could do that.
3-pump chump actually wouldn't be bad for a finish if you did like a triple German.
In my youth, I always thought that like being an Iron Man was important. I learned that from professional wrestling because Shawn Michaels was an Iron Man, WrestleMania 12. And then as an adult, you find out that that's actually something that's pretty just not fun for most people. So,
and you find out that Tony Stark's actually Iron Man.
The three pump chump is a lot like the triple German, except there's no suplex involved. So, just so you know. It's just the grab.
We need to pray for Al.
Now
How
I'm
you
like,
mute yourself instead of having us all listen to you hack.
I'm sorry. I'm not even thinking about hitting the
Not
mute
for
button,
nothing.
but now I am sweating.
Kyle.
I
you
told
look
Kyle to
terrible.
take a sick day, ladies and gentlemen, but he demanded to be here. He wanted to be here to entertain you.
This is the most invested Joe's been in this podcast in weeks.
Even despite the fact that you left for about 10 minutes, somewhere in there, you're still you're plugged in here. This is
He's
great.
got a life.
I have
Sometimes you gotta get dialed in.
Your fiance is getting sick too, you
You
said.
guys are in the backyard, and they ran two different cables, and they buried one, but they didn't bury the other one. And so I had to bug and be like, "Why didn't you bury the other one?" So now they're back there tearing up my goddamn yard.
Did you ever find out what the thing that you destroyed was?
No, although it could have been the wires that they're now burying.
He tells me, so
attach my
there's
house?
this box, there's just this thing in my yard. And I'm like, that doesn't have anything to do with me. So I just didn't like the way it looked. It was on my fence. So I destroyed it. And then like a day later, these people show up and they're like, excuse me, have you seen this? And I was like, do you think those are related? And he goes, maybe.
I don't know what you're
What kind of
talking about.
box? What are you talking about?
I
I
don't
was told
either.
that they were here because there was some sort of rodent problem and they ate a bunch of wires or something. So, you know them rats, they're always coming around Galli. All those rats are always
Are the fixers here talking about rats?
Oh boy.
What is happening right
Do we
now?
have a transition here?
No, there's no
Terry, what
transition.
else do you wanna
What's a
talk about?
transition?
Sorry.
7:48.
I'm
you're
on
running out of
call
time.
also this week. I have, I know that it's no excuse, but this show is not
like an
that
excuse.
put together.
I have a transition. How have we gone for 58 minutes and 37 seconds and we haven't mentioned the true champion in the NWA, Matt Cardona?
Yeah.
I believe Al Renaro mentioned Matt Cardona because coming up January 31st, the Live Power from Knoxville, Tennessee. In fact, just so people have a better opportunity, it's a work day that they can get to the venue. The show is actually going to be starting at 7 p.m. instead of the usual 6:05. But we're going to have the official contract signing, Tyrus versus Matt Cardona. The pay-per-view will be happening in February, and we got more details in the coming days about that. But the main event, let's be honest, we already know what it is. If this contract signing goes through the way it's supposed to, Matt Cardona, Tyrus. The title Matt Cardona never lost. I'm saying that for Will's sake. I'm also saying that for the sake of rationale. Also, that triple threat match, Matt Cardona wasn't pinned. So, obviously, the man has an argument. William Patrick Corgan listened to that argument, and he says, I want this done with once and for all. Let's just put this to rest. You think you can be champion? Be the champion. Here's your opportunity. Tyrus takes on all comers. Tyrus, Matt Cardona, the contract signing for the pay-per-view that'll be happening February. Power Live.
It's going to be interesting. This is contract signings never go well, but this is the first time I know that in the Lightning One era, we've had like a nice contract signing in the middle of the ring. This
I
is
mean,
gonna be exciting.
I'm hearing other rumors. I remember talking to somebody backstage. I don't want to blow up their spot, but somebody saw Joe Galli getting engaged, and he said, I think now's the right time too. So I'm waiting to find out, but there might be some romance in the air come that Live Power. I don't know. Rumors.
What?
Also, I've been hearing that another company's champion might be going for one of our championships. It hasn't been ironed out yet, but I'm hoping to have an announcement in the coming days too about that. So there's some big things on the horizon. Live Power coming up. Also, tag team titles. I'm told that there's going to be a challenge coming up for some tag team championships.
What?
That could be happening at Live Power too. Again,
Can Kyle be any more vague? I don't think so.
So Billy Kidman's going to show up with his cruiserweight title. Put it on
Oh, I hope so.
Billy Kidman's theme song was definitely a ripoff of Tupac when he was in WWE. That's all I'm going to say. We were listening to it in the car coming back from the burger joint, and we were like, this is a banger. This song hits.
No,
I just remember.
I remember that as a kid.
The generic.
I remember digging that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember the WWE one.
His theme song, and I can't find
Joe
it.
just
but
popped
the other one was Jushin Thunder Liger's American. I don't know if it was his Japanese theme song, but when
We
he
should
was
let
on
Sal on if
WCW
we're going to talk themes. That brother remembers everything.
Oh man,
Oh,
we gotta
yeah.
have a themes episode.
just forward you.
So, you know, Danny Dealz, Danny W. Dealz, Triple D, the Deal Machine, whatever you want to say. I'm live here at the Champions here. As you can see, I am running the show. Kyle.
We're trying to do work here, sir.
Oh, I'm talking to the people.
That's right. You're gonna sell merch
Jeremiah
right now.
Plunkett and Alex Taylor are both in It's a Divide and Conquer. Of course we're going to sell merch. Candy's back.
The only numbers I'm concerned about are the Champion Series right now, so you need to do something else somewhere else.
No, I'm running the show. Don't listen to him. This is under control right here.
Yeah, that's extremely rude, but it's true. Alex Taylor and Jeremiah Plunkett on two separate teams are going to divide and conquer. They're going to be the last one standing.
What we got to do is get a group photo.
Like Kyle was very
live
rude.
stream at some point. That's what we're.
I have no idea who this guy is, Joe.
Just did it.
Oh, I do.
Is that why you were laughing?
Yeah, it is.
What should I look out for? Which one
If you're
of
not
these
going to share with the class, we don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What are you
It's
guys
office-
doing?
It's office stuff, guys.
Oh.
Which
Yeah,
one
no,
of these
that's
should I
what I want.
watch?
You're not going to tell us.
Oh, my dog's barking right now. I'm going to
Order some more paper.
Office
stuff,
Mike,
you know.
Mike Durbin is driving from Chicago to Knoxville for this monumental episode. That's exciting, Mike. I hope I meet you one day. I don't know if we've ever talked, Mike. But
He was in New
do-
Orleans.
I know he was in New Orleans. I don't know that we've ever talked. I'm just saying that
And have him
he
pick up
does-
that bass
He
and
does
race
great
it.
work. It's good stuff. Media wants you to pick him up on the way.
These
No,
guys
he
over here
says-
passing notes in class and shit. Look at him.
I gotta admit, I've hated both, and both have earned a decent amount of respect in their own entirely unique ways. Cardona reps well, and Tyrus has been kind of bringing it. Shrug. Oh yes. What do you? Joe looks like he is sexting someone. I don't know.
They're playing tiddlywinks with each other.
Yeah.
Playing footsie. Bubby, relax.
James Bell predicting Tyrus is going to get a DQ. Axel is Jillian Hall coming with her Divas Championship. What in the world?
Yeah, she lives in Nashville.
That could be. I've not passed judgment on Tyrus as the champion. I
We're
need to see a
close.
few matches first. Well, that seems like good policy, Kobe. I would say, like, give him a chance. Like, Tyrus has had some fun. Are you guys talking to each other on the live stream?
Wow.
Or are
No,
you
we weren't.
guys
Gary-
like calling?
no, we
Gary,
weren't.
how do you allow this to happen?
That's why we were
call
also
my
trying
mom.
to scissor.
My mom's a big fan. I had to talk to her.
Oh, okay.
She's Will's biggest fan. She loves Will.
Yep.
All
Yeah,
moms.
see? There it is.
Moms love me.
Mm-hmm.
Moms love
Except for mine.
Jeez.
Wait, I didn't
Sorry,
have
it's
a
just
guest.
the
The guest on the show next week.
Will was abandoned by his mother as a child.
Yeah, that sounded cool.
Scott's gonna cheer Cardona when he faces Tyrus, but never again.
Never again.
Yeah, you
But
see
he-
that.
I'm making
Scott.
one exception.
You're coming over to the Cardona family.
But listen, this is
Everybody's
what I
jumping
was
ship
telling
now.
people when people were so upset about Tyrus becoming the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Here's the first option, guys. Nobody ever is champion for all time, except maybe Camille. But historically, people will eventually lose. So here's what you do: if you don't like
Even
somebody
Bruno
that's a champion,
Sammartino lost.
you know what I always do when I don't like somebody that's a champion? I always cheer for the people they're going against in hopes that they will become champion. Guess what? If you all of a sudden like Matt Cardona for this one reason, no shame. Maybe you'll be right. Maybe you'll be wrong. Maybe Will will cry into his
I
pillow. at
welcome
night.
you in. I welcome you in with open arms. Come over to
With arms wide open.
Will is the Cardona. What's it called? Never mind.
Fan club?
Advocate.
It's gonna be interesting to see. Team
Yeah,
Tyrus
there you
versus
go.
Team Great. Yeah, if you're following along with the Champion Series, and I know Will is a little behind, but spoiler alert:
wow.
Tyrus versus
Wow.
Team Great seems to be one side of the brackets based on what I know, and
One of these
that's
shows, I'm just gonna have my dog in.
that's
Also-
tough because my pick for getting a title shot is Tom Latimer. It's always Tom Latimer. I love Tom Latimer, and I
Tom
think
Latimer
he
deserves
is-
it all. Joe, real quick, does this guy believe in playing BFT? Because I see he's got brass knucks right and slower. Moving on, guys.
What are you talking about?
What are you guys
Have
talking
you guys
The
heard
FT
about
is either
Moon,
blunt
the
force trauma or
humpback
it's a
whale with the
sandwich.
broken back that swam for 3,000 miles?
No, what?
What? Fascinating. In considerable pain, traveling from British
So,
Columbia.
despite how much
Oh.
someday I hope that this is true, this is not my full time job. Yesterday at my regular,
you get a
job,
Slammy?
I got a done deal award. I did get
Aw.
this.
I don't know what a
because
Dundee is.
I was
A Bill Dundee
creative.
Award?
I don't know what this is a reference to.
The Dundies.
What's it?
Is it Bill Dundee or Crocodile Dundee?
No, The
Good eye,
Office.
Mike.
Oh, that's better. I know that guy.
Oh, I've only seen one episode of The Office.
Oh,
Yes.
well, The Office has the Dundies, and I got a Dundee award.
I've
for
never
my-
seen
at
any
my
of those.
work at my regular job work Christmas party. Because
Congratulations.
yeah,
I
I'm
thought it
very
was
proud of
Crocodile
you.
Dundee. That would have been cool.
I'm proud of you.
oh, cool. Those are
You
nice.
can't just
Those are nice
buy one
the-
of those like they did.
Yeah, you can't just order one.
Yeah,
You can go to
just can't-
Zaire and get it.
They like
earned through combat.
Those are forged out of gold.
right.
Can you tell me in the Office universe what people do to obtain a Dundee?
They have to win just awards in the office, and then they get to
Just
say
have to be
things like
quirky.
they have an award show at the Chili's, and they say,
You guys went to Chili's?
I feel
I've been to a-
God.
It's
in this
upsetting. Chili's when they
tonight."
got rid of the mozzarella sticks that they had that had like a slight spice in the batter. Never been the
Honest
same.
to God, I gotta,
they got rid of the
tell
2
you,
for
if you
25
if
too.
you
That was my
freaking
deal.
people have not seen The Office, get it
Yeah.
together.
I haven't.
The Office is one of the greatest.
I haven't.
like,
I've seen the GIF.
sitcoms ever.
More of a
It's
Parks
just-
and Rec guy.
And, well,
a Brooklyn
which is-
Nine-Nine or
was
Curb Your
originally a
Enthusiasm guy.
spin-off of The Office. The Office is hilarious. You guys
The
are
Office
Yeah, but
was
in
a
the
spin-off
UK
of
version,
The
Look at
Office.
poking up, Pam. I feel God in this Chili's tonight. That's
Is it the
no.
UK version of The Office better?
No.
That's what I hear.
I've heard it
Look
was.
at Gervais
I
throwing
mean,
the force.
As time goes on, in cancel culture, no.
What? What did Ricky
That's all, I
Gervais
can,
do?
that's all I'm going to say.
Wait, what did Ricky Gervais do?
What has
Probably something sexual. Who's ready to get inappropriate with a coworker?
It's time to watch Bad Santa if you hate Christmas movies.
Actually, The Ref is a great Christmas movie. If you ever want to see one.
Well, Die Hard is a great Christmas.
Oh wait,
movie, too.
speaking of cancel
Never
culture,
US
you
version
can't
of
watch The
Office
Ref
is better.
because one of the
Thank
main
you.
actors on The
Thank
Ref
you,
is
Pam.
very problematic now.
Who's that?
It's a homeboy from the Netflix show about politics that was really good. That's the name. escapes me now.
Spacey. Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Okay,
Oh.
what about him?
He's
This
in
show
the
is
movie
taking
The
a
Ref.
very strange turn. Come on.
Chris Adonis for a world title shot. I'm with Pam. Chris Adonis. I see that he's there for these tapings, and I'm excited about it. Chris Adonis. I missed him. He's disappeared long enough that I'm
I
excited.
agree
Chris
with you. You know what
Adonis
else
is
I agree
back
with?
around.
Epstein didn't kill himself. Brr, brr, brr.
Wow.
What is happening on this show?
Hey,
Tyra
next
is
champion
gonna
series.
kill Tom
What's that
Latimer. Jack
romance
Draper
one?
is sooner or later
Next
signing
champion
Gordon
series,
Corner.
Kyle, you need to make this happen.
Wow.
Next champion series, each team has to have a podcaster on their team too, and it's gonna be one of us. We got to make that
We
happen.
need one more podcaster.
Well,
We have officially lost all viewers except
We?
for the hardcore
It's your show.
few that we have.
Where oh where could we possibly find a person who podcasts? I mean, it's there's
Yeah.
no one. There's no one on earth other than the
An
five of us.
extreme
I
shortage.
mean, even a
for
rock star
wrestling
decided
podcasters.
Joe and I should be on one with him. So come
I'm
on,
with
guys.
you, Noni. I love
Die Hard is
Hard,
the ultimate
and
Christmas movie.
I
It is a
stand
Christmas
by it as a Christmas movie. It's fantastic. And I mean, this is a whole other episode, but I have the argument for why it's a Christmas movie as opposed to a lot of things that people say.
It is
You
a
mean
Christmas movie. It's
because
just in
it takes
California
place
didn't snow.
during Christmas.
Yeah, it's Christmas. They're at
No,
Christmas
it's
party.
just like the plot centrally. Like, I mean, the overarching point is that movie takes place because Christmas is happening.
We know.
That's-
You don't got to yell at us.
It
Yeah,
drives.
it's an office
it
Christmas
drives
party.
the
Nobody's
story.
arguing
Like
with
right
you.
now.
Yeah.
You know, it drives the story. Listen to
Spoiler
me.
alert: the Germans are
Nobody's
bad.
disagreeing with you, Gary. Why are you yelling?
Wow.
All right.
Jeez. Yeah, it's not like we're arguing that Hans Gruber was a good guy or anything. Yeah.
Whoa.
Quick. Name your favorite foreign villain in a movie.
Favorite foreign
Ugh,
villain.
I can't.
The
I can't do
Predator.
rapid fire.
I have always been
That's a
very
great
fond
foreign villain.
of
It
the,
doesn't get more foreign than the Predator.
the South African guy in Lethal Weapon 2 who just keeps on going diplomatic immunity. For some reason, I've always been a fan of that. And then Danny Glover at the end goes, "It's just been revoked." and he shoots him in the head.
Caps,
Spoiler.
I'm with you.
Spoiler
I'm with you,
alert,
30 years
Kyle.
old.
I love Lethal Weapon as a Christmas movie, but it takes place at Christmas, but the plot is not driven by the fact it's Christmas, unlike Die Hard.
Well, Silent Night, Deadly Night is probably one of the best Christmas movies.
Oh,
Another
part
fun thing
two.
about Lethal Weapon 2.
Part 2.
No,
is
part
when
2,
they-
of course, Garbage Day.
Kid gets
Garbage
killed down the
Day.
street.
Lethal Weapon 2 podcast.
They go to the funeral
Yeah.
Gary,
and they're
Oh,
playing
yeah.
Boys to
Lethal
Men.
Weapon 2.
It's so hard to say goodbye.
Yeah,
to
Hans
this-
Gruber, I agree, Tyler. He's one of the best foreign villains.
Anyway, guys, I think this is the episode because it's 8:01, which means Joe Galli's about to
It's
turn
the
into a
episode.
gremlin.
Everything
I gotta go
else
play
is
video
out.
games.
Drink
This is
scotch and
the
go
end
to
of the
bed.
All right.
And I'm gonna have some Mucinex DM and mix it with some Tylenol PM and mix it with some NyQuil PM, and I'm gonna try to dream a little dream of me.
And then he's going to have 3 C4s and see what wins in his body. It's a battle.
That reminds me, I have to apply for the C4 rewards. Thank you, Joe Galli. That is literally on my to-do list. on
This
my
is what
phone.
you get it. This is why you join the NWA live stream, because it's all of this. You get real connection with all of us,
I'm
even when
dying.
we've got nothing else to show you in Baltimore.
But
Hans
that doesn't
Gruber.
count because Voldemort
Voldemort's
wasn't
not
foreign in the
foreign.
movie. He was from the
Yeah.
same place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
Predator.
we could just say,
Foreign to us.
we could say any
Yeah.
World War II movie in the Nazis. They were the worst villains. They were
Yeah,
so-
but
Yeah.
you're
There you
also,
go.
they're
Oh, that was
also-
Lethal Weapon
That's not
3?
fair. The Nazis are also are
Was
all
it Lethal Weapon
worst
3?
villains.
No.
My favorite villain of all time. He's
Unless
not
you're
foreign.
unless
The
you're
guy-
gay
the guy with
West.
the
No, I
glass
didn't say
eye,
favorite.
last
That's
action
how you
hero.
meant the worst.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
What'd you say?
Alright. Well,
Will?
thanks
The guy with
guys
the glass
for being
eye,
here.
last action hero.
Hold on, I need to
Like
get
that.
to the answer.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
Googling
yeah.
Lethal
Walton
Weapon
and
3.
Glorious Bastards. I feel like
Boys.
that's a good foreign villain.
Do you have one of your moments of Sal, Gary?
James Mill's right with Mel Gibson. Not
You were right.
No
It is
Day,
it is
because
Lethal Weapon
the
3.
color effed up because
Kyle
the
has been
iPhone-
corrected by the chat.
All right, we're leaving. Thank you guys for being here.
The
We
kid
love
that
you
got
guys.
killed,
Thank you so
Daryl.
much. It's 8 o'clock. We're wrapping this thing up, and we'll see you next week for a special Christmas
Gravy
episode.
Where's the
cake
moment of
edition.
Sal?
Ooh.
Yeah, where's Sal? We had Sal at the big.
Dude,
You teased me with Sal.
It's a whole thing. I can't. I don't have it. So I'm sorry.
Didn't you say earlier?
Gary
that
Horne
you
has
used
disappointed
it?
everyone like he always has.
He did say he had it earlier.
Talk to my wife. All right, we love you guys. Until next week, in the special Christmas episode, you guys enjoy your gravy cake.
Gary Horne, your gravy cake.